But listen, you all helped me in celebrating the man of God that leads this church, Pastor Arthur Jackson. He's right, you know, my dad told me I had to come see him. And I went to see him, and I thought I was meeting a pastor. I didn't know I was meeting my brother. And being led by him in this church has been a great pleasure of my life. And being a part of this church family has been a great pleasure for me. There's some folks, before I get into my remarks, that I have to acknowledge. My wife, Walkeria, is here. Y'all please give her a round of applause. My good friend, the mayor of the city of Miami Gardens, Rodney Harris, is here. State Representative Felicia Robinson, she's my cousin. She's been bossing me around since I was a kid, you all. She's here. And you all give a special round of applause to my Aunt Rose. She's in her 90s and she lives right down the street from Antioch. My family's been in this community for, 70, 80 years. Give Aunt Rose a round of applause. I also want to acknowledge Congresswoman Frederica Wilson's extraordinary service to this community. You know, for decades, she's fought for children, families, education, opportunity, and the people of South Florida. Like I said, Antioch is literally home for me. Like I literally live around the corner. I live in a house that I purchased from my parents. I lived there until I was 10 years old. When I decided to make a home for me and my family, that's the house that I built, right here in this community. You know, it's interesting that when I thought about it, Pastor, every campaign actually started here for me. When I said I was going to run for city council, I had to come see him. When I decided to run for mayor, he was the first person, and this was the first group of people that I came here and I said, I want to be your mayor. I ask for your support. I ask for your prayers. And so when I think about what the next step is, in the real world, it was going to always start right here in Miami Gardens at Antioch Missionary Baptist Church with my church family. Now, I was raised by a teacher and a preacher. One taught me the importance of education. The other taught me that when education opens doors, you have real purpose to walk through them. Together, they taught me that faith without works is dead, and that God blesses you. If he blesses you, then it's your responsibility to actually bless others. I grew up right here. I attended school right here. I went to Miami Norland Senior High School. I am a Viking. I graduated from the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, located on the highest of 7 hills in Tallahassee, Florida. I am a graduate.
Oh, I thought something.
And I attended University of Miami and graduated from the UM Law School. I am a Cane. Oh, listen, I know you all might be Noel fans, but y'all gonna clap hard and that for yeah. No, it's a Gator fan there. I see too. You know, it's interesting. When I was in law school, I didn't have a car, and so if you're familiar with this area, the 27 runs down 27th Avenue. I get on the 27 and I go to the MLK station. I get on the Metro Rail, the MLK station, and I take it all the way around UM's campus, and I go to UM's campus and I stay there all day because when you don't have a car, you don't go back and forth. You just stay there and you study. It'd be late at night sometimes, close to midnight, and I'd get to the MLK station, and most nights, my dad would be there. And my dad would ask me a question. Before he even said hello, most days he'd ask just one question. He'd say, what did you learn today? He'd ask the question, what did you learn today? He didn't care about constitutional law, the rule against perpetuities. He didn't care about criminal law or torts. He wanted to know that I was actually bringing the information that I learned at law school back to this community. He wanted to know that I was bringing the information that I learned at law school back to this family, back to the people who had invested in me. It's interesting that the lessons that stuck with me from that car ride wasn't the stuff that I recited to him, it was actually the stuff that he told me. I learned from him in that car that no one gets anywhere successfully alone. I learned that every opportunity we receive is built on the sacrifices, investments, prayers, and encouragement of others. I learned that success means very little if you don't lift as you climb and bring people with you. Those beliefs have guided my life in public service. Those beliefs bring me here today. And I understand that we can't go far alone. We can go fast alone. But if we're going to go far and do big things, we got to go together. And so this journey, our journey, begins here together. We begin this journey at a time when Americans are scared. We begin this journey at a time when we've lost faith in our institutions, our politics, and in some cases, we've actually lost faith in each other. We begin this journey when folks right here in Miami Gardens are struggling to buy gas, struggling to pay rent, struggling to feed your family, struggling to have quality, affordable health care that does not put you into bankruptcy. But if you know what I know, we've been here before. We've seen hard times before. We know what to do in hard times. The first thing we do is pray. And then we get up and we work. You know what we don't do? We don't turn on each other. We fight. We fight together and we never quit. And so together we begin this journey of making the American dream real for all Americans again. We begin this journey of making an America where healthcare is not a luxury. An America where education creates pathways and not just debt. An America where work is rewarded with dignity and a fair wage. And an America where a person who is willing to work, study, sacrifice, and contribute, everyone has equal opportunity to a better life. Those aren't Democratic values. Those aren't Republican values. Those are American values, and those are our values. And that reminds me that, you know, when we're out there, folks will have us thinking that we're all different. We want the same things that everybody else wants. And it's incumbent on us to go get it. It's incumbent on us to work for it. So, as I stand here before you today, I stand here humbled by your presence, grateful for your love, support, and hugs, and I stand here to declare that I am a candidate for the United States House of Representatives, District 24. I stand here to answer that question that my father asked me over and over again during my law school years. When he said, "What did you learn today?" If I were talking to my dad today, I'd tell him I learned that every opportunity comes with an obligation. I learned that we have an obligation to actually leave this place better than we found it. I learned that an obligation that we have consistently is to use the gifts that God gave us to actually bless others. I would tell him that God's grace, it was God's grace that took that young boy who parked cars on 28th Avenue for people when they went to the Dolphins games and asked for $5 in a tip just to watch a car. It's that young boy who's running for Congress right now. I tell him that, Roosevelt, when we were in college and I was sleeping in my car, when I was homeless because I couldn't actually pay my tuition and my rent, I see the pastor, y'all. I see the pastor. Peripheral vision. When I was homeless sleeping in my car, it was God's grace. It was God's grace because that's the young man who is before you now saying he's running for Congress. I would tell my dad that in the real world, it was God's strength that woke me up at 5 o'clock every morning to catch that bus to law school. And it was the protective force of the palm of his hand that brought me back home safely. I understand exactly who I am and whose I am. I understand that God places us on this place, in this planet to actually serve. And I am here to serve. And it's not just me, it is us. There is a sign in my office that says the bold don't live forever, but the timid don't live at all. So today I ask you to do something for me. I ask you to go boldly into a future where we can have better. Boldly into a future where Americans believe in America again. Boldly into a future where people, our kids, have an opportunity for a better life than we do. We owe it to them, a charge to keep that we have is to make this place better. That is not my charge. It is not your charge. It is our charge. And together, we will have that conversation. Together, we will walk down that road. And together, we will be successful. God bless you all. God bless Antioch. And God bless the United States of America.